Hello, Internet. You know as well as I do that there are more podcasts now than there have ever been. Everyone seems to have one, and as the ideas run out, the ideas get worse. So I came up with the idea to lie to some friends and family and tell them I wanted to start a podcast with them, and then pitch purposely bad ideas to see how low the bar has gotten. So they think I want to start a podcast with them. I don't. I have no intention of doing that. Just want to pitch them bad ideas and see how they react. On the first episode, we have my brother, Dr. Eric Goodcase, who has a PhD in couple and family therapy. He's now a postdoc at the University of Alabama, but none of that means anything to me. He's just my big brother who beat me up a lot when I was younger. And so I guess this is payback. I'll just have like my overarching thought. The main dynamic between us that would make a podcast interesting is pretty obvious. Like, I'm a stand-up comedian and you're like a professional therapist, and we're brothers. And so I'm mindful that you have to like maintain an air of professionalism.
Yeah.
I could do one where I bring up like I have seven in mind. I could probably think of more, but like 7 traumas that you inflicted upon me during my childhood. And then first you
have the 7 written down?
Not here. I do have them written down somewhere.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Just like in like some free writing I did. I like thought of like, it was like just writing anything that could be considered trauma, and like, they weren't all about you, but they were like mostly about you. So I do have those. So I could bring them up, and then like you could apologize. And then I could like decide whether or not to forgive you. But then like you would use your...
I'm more laughing because I'm uncomfortable. I feel like shit now. I didn't realize it was...
That's all right. No, I'm more or less at peace with it. But then like you could also use your therapist skills to like, again, it's a lot of speculating, but you like speculate like why that affected me and like how it's affected me, and like how badly traumatized you probably made me.
Jesus Christ.
So that's an idea. You psychoanalyze our parents and how they raise us, and then speculate like why we turned out the way we did based on the way that they raised us.
I almost talked about that, but like as a whole, like a family thing, like a family introspective, and like talking about that too. So I actually did think about that too, and like having different like topics or people that we talk about each time.
Yeah, and you could just like tell them what they did wrong, and like, you should have. You really messed us up. Or I guess like, I don't know, maybe like the angle could be like, you turned out okay, like you had a PhD and a family, and like I'm like living in a closet in San Francisco, and I'm like I don't have a job, I don't have any friends, I don't have anybody, I do drugs intravenously, and then you can kind of like figure out why like you turned out good and I turned out bad, and like why it's mom and dad's fault.
Sure, they would love that too. I thought about that, but honestly, mom and dad would literally send that to everyone, and that would be our entire audience.
Yeah. But we'd want them to be honest, so maybe we could just like set up family calls and like not tell them that it's for a podcast. And then just, that could be interesting.
That would be interesting.
Oh yeah, I think this one would be really good. This actually might be my favorite. So you would take control of my Tinder profile, and you would use like your knowledge of relationship and like love and stuff to try to like match with people and like get people interested in me. And then like we would meet and see if they can like figure out that it's not me. And we call it Dr. Catfish. I thought that would be really good.
That one's awesome. So I would just like tell you the where and when to meet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not tell you anything else.
I mean, you could. It would be up to you how much information you want to give me. But like, you just be like, like the perfect guy. Like, you just be super respectful, and just like know how to communicate well, and then I would like swoop in and just take over.
That'd be funny. I don't know how good I'd actually be at that though. Like actually like dating.
Isn't that what you study?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I'm like good at it, like in practice.
Yeah. I mean, we could try, you know.
Yeah, it would be.
Or we could like compete, see like who's better at it.
There you go.
Look up food ingredients on labels that we don't know and just like do a deep dive research into them. Like xanthan gum. I always see that in
It's a
stuff.
thickener.
Oh, all right. So that could be an episode. It could just be like a 10-second long episode where I say it and then you're just like, it's a thickener. Sodium benzoate.
And music. I don't know what that is.
That could be another episode. Instead of a good cop, bad cop, it's like a good kink, bad kink. So you come to the conversation with like a kink that you either heard about or you've read about. You know, it's like, oh, this person likes wearing diapers and like putting their feet in jelly or whatever. And then you kind of explain like sexuality is, you know, fluid. A lot of people express it differently. People are into different stuff and it's all okay. And then I just like make fun of them. It's like, oh, that's gross. You wear diapers. That's not normal. You shouldn't do that. That's wrong. And you try to like teach me why that it's okay.
Yeah, I would like that one because it fits with, you know, I'm teaching human sexuality now and stuff like that. So that definitely fits. Okay.
So you probably like, what's a good kink that you've heard about?
I think I've read something recently about cuckolding that was really interesting.
Interesting. Yeah, we could interview cuckolds on here. That'd be cool. Like interview like every person, like the spouse, I don't know if there's terms for like, I know there's the cuck. That's the person who likes watching, right? And then,
they don't necessarily have to watch either. Yeah.
They just know.
Happening. Yeah.
Okay. So there's the cuck, and then is the person having sex, would they be the cuckold? Or no, that's like
the bull.
They're the bull?
Yeah.
And then there's a bull fighter. Who's the person that has sex with him?
I forgot. What do you call the cheater? Not cheater, because obviously it's not cheating, but like I don't know what you call the
accomplice.
The accomplice. I don't know what you call that actually.
Okay. Zelda. Hi.
There you go.
So another one is I think this one's good. So I would on the podcast I would call like my ex-girlfriends or just like anyone I had like a relationship with or went on any dates with, and I would just like apologize for like being a bad boyfriend and like explain like what I did wrong, like anything I did wrong in the relationship, kind of like based on some of your guidance or whatever. And then like after they sort of forgive me or respond, then like you would come in, like it would be like a 3-way call, and then you'd be like, well, actually, and then you would explain why it's actually their fault that like things don't work out. And we could call it love, well, actually. I think that could be good.
The well actually part, such a dick move. That's really funny. I like that you make me the asshole on that one.
Well, no, you're just like a therapist. I kind of related to that one. We could also do a podcast where like you try to get people who like broke up back together. Like you just kind of like talk to them. I mean, I would just be there, like, I don't know, again, to be like the comedic support. Yeah. But like you try to get people back together, and like you could start with me and my ex. You could like try to get back together on a podcast.
Gotcha.
Okay.
It would be harder in recruiting, but yeah.
Harder than recruiting?
It'd be hard to like get people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I guess like
tough sometimes.
Maybe you could like just like any people who broke up, usually it'd have to be like on good terms or whatever, and you don't have to like tell them that it's good to get back together, but like that's like just kind of our secret agenda. And then like we just go like, I mean, things weren't that bad. Sounds like you had stuff pretty good. You know, like That could be a good podcast. One called Hungry HIPAA Violations. We settle childhood disputes. Now.
That was kind of...
Like whose turn it is on Nintendo, like right now.
I mean, it would be eternally your turn because there were so many times where I would say I would play your game after and just not do it.
Yeah, that was one of my traumas.
That is one of the 7?
I think so.
Okay.
I feel like it's never my turn, you know.
Sorry, I'm laughing. I don't know how serious you are or not.
That's all right. No, I understand. I guess that's about it. Do any of the ideas sort of like jump out at you as like one you'd be most interested in? I know I gave you a lot, and we can.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Obviously, Hungry HIPAA Violation is the best name.
We can just call it whatever we go with. We can just call it that.
That one's really funny. I like the Tinder one. I like the settling childhood disputes one, and that could kind of fit in the trauma ones as well if that was something that we wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
I also really like the exes one. I think that's a really good idea.
Yeah, the one where it's like you explain like why they were wrong. I mean, like it wouldn't have to be that every time, but like most of the time.
Right. Yeah. Just kind of like getting a
love. Well, actually, I think that's a good name too.
Yeah.
What about the other one I was thinking of is like a video series where like I pitch like purposely bad podcast ideas and just like see how the other person responds and like if they think any of them are good.
Is that what we're doing right now? Is that literally like you're not actually like planning on making a podcast with me?
Yeah. Yeah. I started to feel bad about it yesterday when you're like, oh, I'm excited to hear your ideas. And I was like, oh, this is a little mean, isn't it? But I still wanted to go through with it.
You're the biggest asshole.
Hey, but the good news is like there weren't 7 traumas that you caused me. Like this might have been one for you, but like I almost stopped it there. It's just like, oh wow, he really feels bad. But I was like, no, this is comedy. We gotta let him feel this out. Yeah. I mean, it's not that I wouldn't do a podcast with you. It just, I think most of these ideas are pretty bad.
I thought like that's part of the process, right? It's just kind of like a brainstorming. Yeah. I was trying to like some of them. I was like, I definitely wouldn't do that. But
they were bad. They're really bad.
I still thought you were serious. At first, I was like, does this guy really want me to like,
just like talk about
my clients? But like, yeah, I mean, because as soon as you went into that territory, then I would be like, I don't know if I would think you were messing with me, but I was like, okay, Ryan really doesn't understand it.
Like, yeah, that wouldn't be appropriate. Like, you psychoanalyzing my parents, I thought that's like a bad idea, right? Like that, especially when I said we wouldn't tell them, we would just record them without them knowing. And you're like, yeah, that'd be funny. Like, I know you were just trying to not shoot me down, but that's like the sweet spot where it's like you're trying not to hurt my feelings, but I'm pitching you a really bad idea.
Yeah, the family one, I feel like, because I thought about that. I actually did think about that one, and I didn't present it because I was like, that'd just be too weird. Mm-hmm. But then when you said, I was like, oh, that could be a good idea. And then you started to go in a different direction. I wish I mean, I guess it wouldn't have made sense if I had known. I wish I had reacted more to them. I was trying to like be polite.
Yeah. All right. So you're not mad at me?
No, not really. I think it was funny. I mean, I'm a little disappointed because I 100% was on board. I'm sad I'm not going to be able to actually do your Tinder though.
I mean, we can still do that. Just need to make a podcast, you know. Cool. Do you want to plug anything?
I mean, I guess I would plug my podcast, but
yeah, go ahead.
Now that I've been shown to be an idiot who's easily duped, go ahead and check out Relevate Presents Scholarship on Shout Engine and on iTunes.
All right. Well, I don't know if I should even do a sign off. This is my first one.
Yeah, you gotta have a sign off.
Thank you guys for listening. This has been
we should start a podcast.
Good sign up. Good sign up.
You can't critique me. This is my
I
show.
can critique you.
I'm just gonna edit it out.
Add it to your fucking list of traumas.